Hi all, welcome again to Groan Zone time. A brief apology before we start on episode 22. I'm mid-strong cold, so whilst I will try to remove coughs etc. in post, I cannot help how my voice sounds or if any coughs slip through the net. And at time of recording, we have just broken 300 downloads with a grand high score of 305. I did not see this coming at all. Speaking of not seeing it coming, let's crack on with the show immediately before I collapse right here in my bed. Some people pointed out last week that I missed out on doing a Mother's Day special. This is true. The show is still young, so I'll try to keep tabs on special occasions, but some may slip through the cracks. If too early or too late after or before the show, I may forget. I still don't know if Apple is going to accept the podcast. I may have done it wrong. If anyone knows anyone else, or somebody can help us with this, do contact me via the show, email, etc. Speaking of contact, if you have a groan you want to share, a Zero of the Week nomination, or an Ooh Unlucky nomination, you can send it to the show in a number of ways. You can find the Groan Zone on Discord as the Groan Zone Podcast, via Facebook groups under the Groan Zone Podcast. You can contact myself directly via direct message on the Facebook Messenger to Mystery Groaner. And last but not least, you can send an email in to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. Now we've got that out of the way, let's start off with my groans of the week. Groan 1, delivery companies. The reason why this is on my list is because a company recently told me they delivered something I had ordered when they had not. When I contacted them, they accused me of losing the item. I rang back a while later and was then told the item was delayed. I think a certain nameless company needs to get this story straight. Row number 2, a local travel company. This company provides buses, metros, etc. for the northeast and around England. Unfortunately, there's been a door system broken for months at one of the metro and bus stops, meaning during the worst cold weather recently, people have had to stand outside. Otherwise the door doesn't open and they then miss their bus because the bus doesn't stop. This is dire, especially for the elderly. This company need to get their stuff together and get things fixed, rather than dilly-dallying. And grow number 3, the body beautiful. Okay, this is pointless. Be happy you're alive and be happy about what you have. The cover of magazines with some woman on there who is stick thin is more than likely airbrushed and fake, or some guy who has muscles upon muscles to the point where he looks healthy but is classed as morbidly obese himself because of all the muscle mass. I don't understand this burning need to beat the aging process as well, putting lotions and God knows what on your skin. Your imperfections make you who you are, embrace them. Now, moving on to the game of the week this week, and it's yes or BS this time. We're going to go straight into it. So, anyone who's listening along live, hope you're ready. If you listen after I've recorded, pause at your leisure, but avoid the falses. All you have to do. False, points are wiped per round. Here we go. Round 1. Do you know your DVDs? Option A. The first film to be released on DVD was The Wizard of Oz. Option B. The Cremester Cycle is one of the rarest DVDs in existence. With only a few out there, it is worth between $100,000 to $500,000. Option C. As of this show date, according to imdb.com, the best-selling DVD of all time is Finding Nemo. Again, those are listening along live, give them a bit of time to pop their answers in. Someone's gone straight in with option C. Oh, a couple of others following suit. Okay, we'll come back to that later on in the show. Round number 2, a matter of time. Option A, a jiffy really is a unit of time. Option B, the ancient Greeks invented the sundial. Option C, the Romans invented a timepiece known as a water clock. Here we go again. Bit of time for answers to float in. Strong soul for C this time around. Okay. Answers all in. Here we go. Round number 3. Food for thought. Option A. Bananas are slightly radioactive. Option B. In the 18th century, the British referred to cucumbers as cowcumbers. Option C. An ultra-crepidarian is the term given to someone who will eat anything. I may have pronounced that wrong. If I have, I am sorry. Just waiting on the answers popping in. Getting a lot of shown in coming for C this time round. A lot coming in for C. Okay, we'll come back to the answers later on in the show. Someone's put a crummy joke in there. I see. Good pun on 3 C's in the show so far. Very nice. I do like that. I would laugh, but it would set me cough off. Now, here we go onto the audience groan. And this week's audience groan comes in from Louise C of Newcastle via Facebook Messenger. And she groans, when you order a coffee using Starbucks online, how the hell is a tall a small? I ordered this via online and thought I'd been given the wrong drink. Turns out, tall is small, grande is medium, and venti, which means 20, is large. Why can't they just say small, medium or large? Now I'm lumbered on this morning with a small coffee, when I really wanted a bigger coffee. Well, Louise, I feel your pain, even though I hate coffee. Good point about the sizes. So very confusing. Now we move on to oh, unlucky. A brief one. This week's unlucky person is me, for being hit with what feels like the common cold on speed, in a big way. Massive cough. I'm able to breathe and everything else, but it's just a horrible, nasty cough that is robbing me of energy. Again, man flu does not exist, but this bug is a stinker and has wrecked some of my plans. Rats. But never mind, onwards and upwards, eh? Now we move on to the zero of the week. And it's critics, especially the negative critics. This one is dedicated to all the critics out there who pan a sports personality or a film. Case in point, John Wick 4, which has been blasted by some newspaper critics for being too long. I'm sorry, what? We're expecting an art house film, like you're used to. Critics are often those who didn't have the stuff to get where they wanted to be, or more often are failed directors or whatever, so they end up criticising other people's efforts. Critics, on the whole, with your negativity, you are the zeros of the week this week, and your opinions about John Wick 4 are falling on deaf ears. Apparently it's one of the best action films ever. I can't wait to see it in a couple of weeks' time. I'm pumped for that. And now, before we go, just have time to go into the answers for yes or BS. Here we go. I'll go through the answers for round 1 first. If you picked option A, the first film to be released on DVD was The Wizard of Oz, you're absolutely wrong. It was Twister. Surprisingly, the 90s film Twister starring the late Bill Paxton. Not a bad film, but by God, I didn't expect that to be the first film released on DVD. Option B, the Cremester Cycle is one of the rarest DVDs in existence. With only a few out there, it is worth between $100,000 to $500,000. This is true. However, this is one DVD that I'd sell straight away. 100 to 500 grand. Of course I would. And option C, if you pick this one, it's true as well. So, as of this show date, according to IMDb.com, the best-selling DVD out there is Finding Nemo. Yes, as I said, it's true. But wow, even hold Frozen off its throne. Frozen sold 18 million copies. Finding Nemo sold 38.8 million copies. That's just unheard of. It even beat The Matrix. I mean, what? But yep, those who picked option A, no points. Option B or C, you get points. Round number 2, a matter of time. If you picked option A jiffy really is a unit of time, you are correct. It represents 1/100th of a second. Option B, the ancient Greeks invented the sundial. This is actually false. It was really the ancient Egyptians. Option C, the Romans invented a timepiece known as a water clock. Absolutely true. It was calibrated from a sundial so time could be told at night and on foggy days. Last round. Round 3, food for thought. Option B, bananas are slightly radioactive. True. They contain potassium, which of course decays. But you'd have to eat a ton of bananas to die from radiation poisoning. Option B, in the 18th century, the British referred to cucumbers as cowcumbers. My best friend would agree with this because she hates cucumbers. True. This was only because they felt that this foodstuff was only good for animal consumption and not human consumption. Option C, an ultra-crepidarian is the term given to someone who will eat anything. Sorry, I know a few people who were listening live went along with option C. Absolutely false. An ultra-crepidarian is a person who wades in with opinions or the expertise on things of which they actually know nothing about. Sorry if you went in for that one on the last one, you have now 0 points. I thought that was pretty clever. I know there'll probably be a few people out there that hate my guts, but I'm sorry. But now, the show's come to an end for this week. I'm going to try and get some form of energy, because like I said, plans have been cancelled this week. Get this show posted out as soon as I can. Everyone take care, and hopefully I'll be back on top form next week. But as for now, I'll see you later. #push to 400. See you all. Bye. Keep groaning.